Hi and welcome viewers of Nursing Academy 101. In this video we will talk about the challenging multiple-choice questions related to the anatomy and physiology of the nervous system for staff nurses, along with the answers and rationales part 1. But before we start, please do not forget to subscribe, like and share the channel to encourage us to continue and provide you with all new. Question 1. Which part of the neuron is responsible for receiving signals from other neurons or sensory receptors? A. Axon. B. Cell body, soma. C. Dendrites. D. Myelin sheath. Answer. C. Dendrites. Rationale. Dendrites are the branch-like structures that extend from the cell body of a neuron and receive signals from other neurons or sensory receptors. The information received at the dendrites is then transmitted towards the cell body and further down the axon. Question 2. What is the primary function of the cerebellum in the brain? A. Regulation of body temperature and hunger. B. Control of voluntary movements and balance. C. Processing of visual information. D. Regulation of hormone secretion. Answer. B. Control of voluntary movements and balance. Rationale. The cerebellum is responsible for coordinating and regulating voluntary movements, maintaining balance, and muscle tone. It does not play a role in the regulation of body temperature, hunger, visual processing, or hormone secretion. Question 3. Which of the following neurotransmitters is primarily associated with mood regulation, sleep, and appetite control? A. Serotonin. B. Dopamine. C. Acetylcholine. D. Norepinephrine. Answer. A. Serotonin. Rationale. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in mood regulation, sleep-wake cycles, and appetite control. It is often linked to conditions such as depression and anxiety. Question 4. Which part of the nervous system is responsible for the fight-or-flight response during stressful situations? A. Somatic nervous system. B. Central nervous system. C. Parasympathetic nervous system. D. Sympathetic nervous system. Answer. D. Sympathetic nervous system. Rationale. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight-or-flight response, which prepares the body for action during stressful or threatening situations. It increases heart rate, dilates pupils, and diverts blood flow to muscles to enable a quick response to the perceived danger. Question 5. Which lobe of the brain is primarily responsible for processing auditory information, language, and memory? A. Frontal lobe. B. Parietal lobe. C. Occipital lobe. D. Temporal lobe. Answer. D. Temporal lobe. Rationale. The temporal lobe is primarily responsible for processing auditory information, language comprehension, and memory consolidation. It is located on the sides of the brain, just above the ears. Question 6. Which part of the neuron is responsible for transmitting electrical signals away from the cell body and towards other neurons or effector organs? A. Dendrites. B. Cell body, soma. C. Axon. D. Synapse. Answer. C. Axon. Rationale. The axon is a long, slender projection of the neuron that carries electrical impulses away from the cell body to other neurons, muscles, or glands. Question 7. Which structure acts as a protective cushion around the brain and spinal cord, and provides buoyancy to support the weight of the central nervous system? A. Meninges. B. Cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. C. Dura mater. D. Blood-brain barrier. Answer. B. Cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. Rationale. Cerebrospinal fluid is a clear, colorless fluid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord. It acts as a protective cushion, absorbing shock and providing buoyancy, which helps support the weight of the central nervous system. Question 8. Which of the following is responsible for the myelination of axons in the central nervous system? A. Schwann cells. B. Oligodendrocytes. C. Astrocytes. D. Microglia. Answer. B. Oligodendrocytes. Rationale. Oligodendrocytes are glial cells in the central nervous system that produce the myelin sheath, which insulates axons and enhances the speed of nerve impulse transmission. Question 9. Damage to the medulla oblongata can result in life-threatening issues because it controls essential functions such as A. Visual perception and spatial awareness. B. Heart rate and blood pressure regulation. C. Voluntary muscle movements. D. Conscious thought and decision-making. Answer. B. Heart rate and blood pressure regulation. Rationale. The medulla oblongata is a vital part of the brainstem that regulates involuntary functions such as heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing. Damage to this area can be life-threatening. Question 10. Which part of the brain plays a significant role in coordinating voluntary muscle movements, posture, and balance? A. Hypothalamus. B. Thalamus. C. Cerebellum. D. Hippocampus. Answer. C. Cerebellum. Rationale. The cerebellum is responsible for coordinating voluntary muscle movements, maintaining posture, and ensuring balance and equilibrium. It does not control emotions or sensory processing like the other brain regions mentioned. Question 11. The autonomic nervous system, ANS, is divided into two branches, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Which of the following statements is true regarding these branches? A. The sympathetic nervous system promotes rest and digest responses. B. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight response. C. Both branches have similar effects on target organs. D. The sympathetic nervous system stimulates the release of acetylcholine as its primary neurotransmitter. Answer. D. The sympathetic nervous system stimulates the release of acetylcholine as its primary neurotransmitter. Rationale. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight response and primarily releases norepinephrine as its primary neurotransmitter. The parasympathetic nervous system promotes rest and digest responses and releases acetylcholine as its primary neurotransmitter. Question 12. Which part of the brain is responsible for controlling body temperature, regulating hunger and thirst, and managing the autonomic nervous system? A. Thalamus. B. Hypothalamus. C. Corpus callosum. D. Medulla oblongata. Answer. B. Hypothalamus. Rationale. The hypothalamus is a small region of the brain that plays a vital role in regulating various homeostatic functions, including body temperature, hunger, thirst, and the autonomic nervous system. Question 13. In which stage of sleep do rapid eye movements, REM, occur, and most dreaming takes place? A. Stage 1. B. Stage 2. C. Stage 3. D. REM sleep. Answer. D. REM sleep. Rationale. Rapid eye movements, REM, occur during the REM sleep stage, which is characterized by increased brain activity, muscle paralysis, and vivid dreaming. Question 14. Which of the following structures is responsible for relaying sensory information to the cerebral cortex and plays a role in sensory perception and consciousness? A. Basal ganglia. B. Limbic system. C. Thalamus. D. Pons. Answer. C. Thalamus. Rationale. The thalamus acts as a relay station for sensory information, passing it to the appropriate areas of the cerebral cortex for further processing. It also plays a role in regulating consciousness and alertness. Question 15. Which neurotransmitter is associated with pleasure, reward, and motivation, and is often linked to addiction and substance abuse disorders? A. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid. B. Serotonin. C. Endorphins. D. Dopamine. Answer. D. Dopamine. Rationale. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system, pleasure, and motivation. Imbalances in dopamine levels are associated with addiction and substance abuse disorders. Question 16. Which part of the brain is responsible for regulating essential functions such as breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and consciousness? A. Cerebellum. B. Cerebrum. C. Medulla oblongata. D. Corpus callosum. Answer. C. Medulla oblongata. Rationale. The medulla oblongata is a critical part of the brainstem that controls vital functions, including breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and consciousness. Question 17. Which of the following is responsible for transmitting signals between neurons within the central nervous system? A. Neurotransmitters. B. Axons. C. Synapses. D. Ganglia. Answer. C. Synapses. Rationale. Synapses are specialized junctions between neurons where signals are transmitted. Neurotransmitters are released at the synapses to carry the signals from one neuron to another within the central nervous system. Question 18. The myelin sheath that covers axons in the peripheral nervous system is formed by which type of cells? A. Astrocytes. B. Microglia. C. Oligodendrocytes. D. Schwann cells. Answer. D. Schwann cells. Rationale. Schwann cells are responsible for forming the myelin sheath around axons in the peripheral nervous system, which helps in insulating and speeding up nerve impulse conduction. Question 19. Damage to the frontal lobe of the brain can result in the impairment of which of the following functions? A. Vision and spatial awareness. B. Language comprehension and production. C. Emotional control and decision-making. D. Auditory processing and memory consolidation. Answer. C. Emotional control and decision-making. Rationale. The frontal lobe is involved in higher cognitive functions, including emotional control, decision-making, problem-solving, and planning. Damage to this area can lead to changes in personality and decision-making abilities. Question 20. Which part of the nervous system is responsible for controlling skeletal muscles' voluntary movements? A. Somatic nervous system. B. Autonomic nervous system. C. Sympathetic nervous system. D. Parasympathetic nervous system. Answer. A. Somatic nervous system. Rationale. The somatic nervous system is responsible for controlling voluntary movements of skeletal muscles, while the autonomic nervous system regulates involuntary functions of internal organs and glands. Question 21. The gap between two adjacent neurons, where chemical communication occurs, is called A. Synapse. B. Dendrite. C. Axon terminal. D. Myelin sheath. Answer. A. Synapse. Rationale. The synapse is the junction between two neurons where neurotransmitters are released to transmit signals from one neuron to another. Question 22. Which part of the brain plays a crucial role in regulating sleep-wake cycles and circadian rhythms? A. Hypothalamus. B. Thalamus. C. Pineal gland. D. Cerebellum. Answer. C. Pineal gland. Rationale. The pineal gland, located in the brain, produces the hormone melatonin, which helps regulate sleep-wake cycles and circadian rhythms. Question 23. Damage to the hippocampus can result in difficulties with A. Motor coordination and balance. B. Memory formation and spatial navigation. C. Language comprehension and production. D. Visual perception and object recognition. Answer. B. Memory formation and spatial navigation. Rationale. The hippocampus is essential for memory formation and spatial navigation. Damage to this area can lead to memory problems and difficulties in navigating through familiar environments. Question 24. Which type of neuron carries information from sensory receptors to the central nervous system? A. Motor neurons. B. Interneurons. C. Sensory neurons. D. Association neurons. Answer. C. Sensory neurons. Rationale. Sensory neurons, also known as afferent neurons, transmit sensory information from the body's sensory receptors to the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Question 25. The part of the brain responsible for coordinating voluntary muscle movements, maintaining posture, and balance is the A. Cerebrum. B. Cerebellum. C. Hypothalamus. D. Limbic system. Answer. B. Cerebellum. Rationale. The cerebellum is responsible for coordinating voluntary muscle movements, maintaining posture, and ensuring balance and coordination.